Hey, what's up? You probably clicked on this video because you suck at Fortnite Festival. Even if you don't think you suck, there's at least one other person that's better than you. And if you want to be the best player in the world, which I know you do, you need to be better than everyone else, which is why I made this video. This is my complete guide on Fortnite Festival. It'll contain tips for players who have never played before all the way up to the top level. The video will be split into 4 parts: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and pro. You can pause the video to see which category you fall into. You can also use these timestamps on the screen to go to your section, but I'd recommend looking back at the other sections just in case you missed something. Also, a quick disclaimer before this video starts: I'm speaking from the experiences of a keyboard player. If you play on controller, some of these tips may not apply, but most will be helpful, and I'll let you know when those tips do not apply, and I'll give you alternate solutions. But anyways, I'm going to be starting off with the beginner section. Firstly, how do you play? You might think you can read the tutorial, and although you can do that, it's long and boring and I can explain it to you in only 3 words. Hit the notes. You shouldn't grasp too much information when you're just starting off, since you're going to feel overwhelmed. So what I would do is try to have fun playing the game first. I bet some people will try to look for the best and most advanced tips for the game when starting off, but that isn't fun. If you're not having fun, then maybe Fortnite Festival isn't for you, and you wasted all of that time playing on expert for nothing when you could have loved the game to your heart by playing on easy mode. As a beginner, it's best to build the fundamentals, and you can do that by just playing. And not only that, but you can also build the motivation to get better and play the game. And in order to have that feeling of needing to get better, you should set goals. Find tracks you might see as challenging, and set a realistic goal for yourself. Let's say you play on easy, and you want to move to medium. So set a goal by trying to beat a medium song. You should challenge yourself. If it's too hard, try a different goal that's easier and work your way up until you can reach the intermediate level, which is the next section. At this level, you should be more comfortable with playing on medium, and with playing on medium comes a faster pace you play on. Some notes may be harder to hit since you need to think fast as the notes come, which is why my next piece of advice is to alter your settings so you can hit your notes more accurately. First, you should change your track speed to 1.5 to 2 times speed. You want to have a faster track speed so the notes are more spread out. It might not be much now, but it will be better later on. If the track speed is too fast, try playing on 1.25 times speed and work your way up. It will also help change your reaction speed because you're trained to hit the notes really fast as they come to you. Next, you should calibrate, and not the traditional way. If you calibrate the regular way, it actually won't be calibrated. Crazy, right? So in order to calibrate the right way, you should go into your game with everything at 0 milliseconds, and you see that line right there? That's a beat, and that should be synced with the song. If the beat is hitting too late, then you should lower both of the calibration settings, and if it's too early, you should upper it. And then you repeat this process until it's fully synced up with the beat, and then there you go, your game is now calibrated. The next tip is something I think beginners struggle with a lot, and that's not looking at the right place when playing. The box shown on screen is the place you should be looking at when you're playing, because if you're looking up too high, like right here, it'll be hard to precisely hit the notes in the right place, because you aren't looking around the place where you should be hitting the notes. And not too low, because since you won't know the notes are coming, and you have to react way too fast, like really fast. Doing it here is nice since you get the benefit of seeing the notes before you hit them, and can actually hit them accurately as well. Now let's move on to the advanced section. A thing to keep in mind is that some of these songs are insane on hard, way much faster than on medium. So the transition is going to be really hard, but I have a solution. There are a few real life exercises that will help your finger speed and dexterity, which will help you play at a higher speed. The first one is what I would like to call the fast finger exercise. I'm not good with names. For this, use your index finger and your middle finger to put one finger down, then put down the other one while the other one lifts up, and repeat this as fast as you possibly can. It gets your fingers moving and helps improve your finger strength and speed. It does look dumb, but in the long run, you'll get fast fingers. I would recommend doing this for 3 sets a day, and with each set you do it for 20 seconds on the left hand. But for the right hand, it's the same thing, but if you want to add in your ring finger, that would be even better because the finger strength will help make the move from hard to expert way a lot easier. Just lift up your ring finger, then the middle one, then the index, and repeat, kinda like this. The next one is probably going to be the most useful. I don't know what to call this, but if you have any good ideas, let me know in the comments. But set up like this, put your left middle finger and right index finger and ring finger down, then it's your left index and right middle finger going down, and repeat. I actually sometimes do this little exercise for like 5 seconds before a song, and sometimes that's all you need. This doesn't really help with speed as it's normally slower than the other exercise, but it will help your dexterity and muscle memory in your finger and in Fortnite Festival, which will help you hit those fast notes. Now moving on to controller. Many players who play on controller prefer to use their thumbs instead, which is why these exercises didn't really matter to them. One tip I have is changing your binds. These are the default buttons for controller, and the only thing you want to change is the second note, and switch that over to the upper D-pad because it's close to your first note and switching over will be easier than normal. But for overall thumb speed, there isn't much you can do to improve it but to just play the game, and the thumb speed will go along with that as well. But you want more, and you want to play on expert mode, but the 5th note, that looks scary. And with a higher difficulty too, you're pretty much cooked, right? But in reality, expert mode is just hard mode with an extra note. So all you need to do in order to play expert is get used to the 5th note, and it's actually kinda easy. Just quit playing hard mode and stick to expert mode for your entire life. Why? Because all it comes down to, I know this word may offend some people, but I'ma say it anyway, practice. I know you hate it, I do too, but really at this point it all comes down to practice. But going back to the start of the video, I said to have fun playing when starting off. So what I would do is try to have fun playing the game first. So do that, but on expert. Also don't forget to set goals, cause I said that as well. And in order to have that feeling of needing to get better, you should set goals. Finally, we're here, the pro section. You can pretty much FC some or most of the expert songs, but what now? You're the best in nearly every field lobby and battle stage game. You're on top of the world, right? In reality, there are tens of thousands of people better than you who can do what you can do, but better. How can you be better? Well, at this point you're gonna need to be competing in the leaderboards and try to get number 1, although this dude is going to get it every single time. But you should still do it. Notice how you got 100% but you're thousands of points behind first? The normal thing to assume is that they're hacking, but in reality, it's actually really simple. This is a concept I like to call overdrive placement. Basically, it's optimizing where you activate your overdrive in a song so you can get the highest score possible. Where is that placed in the song? Well, it's basically wherever the most notes are. In order to do this effectively, just watch an MD Curtis video and hit the overdrives where he hits it. But let's say he died. Bro, turn off the camera and you have to decide where to hit your overdrives. Find the portions of the song that have the most notes playing at once and for the time your overdrive is, hit it there. Because think of it like this, let's say you complete a song without an overdrive and assuming we hit all perfect notes, we get 100,000 points. Overdrive doubles your score when playing, which means hitting one note in overdrive is like hitting 2 notes. The more notes you hit in overdrive, the more notes you hit. That's it. Also a few quick tips when doing this. Avoid hitting overdrives when you don't have a max combo. You won't get its full scoring potential. Next tip. Something helpful when hitting overdrives is you can hit the overdrive button when hitting a note rather than the normal button you'd regularly use. It works for sustain and on a lift note. When lifting the overdrive button, it can hit the note you lift on too. Last tip. You get more points when hitting perfect notes. Pretty obvious, right? But if you want to be a competitive player in the leaderboards, you're gonna have to hit more perfect notes than everyone else. Since everyone's overdrive placement is the same, it all comes down to the person that can hit the most perfect notes, and in order to do that, you need practice. I expected that. If you're still here, subscribe. And no, I did not kill him. Definitely not.